What's going on, yo? What's going on? Let me try to fix this mic, y'all. You already know how my shit be bugging when we first start. Let me try to fix it, y'all. All right, test, test, test. Let me know how we sounded. Let me know how we sounded. I'm gonna have to fix this mic in a second, y'all. Give me a second. My Wi-Fi is tripping right now. I don't want to restart the live, but if it keeps bugging, I'm gonna have to restart the live. Let me see if this is working. All right, test, test, test. Yeah, I might have to restart this. Give me 1 second. All right, if my mic still sounds fucked, I might try to restart the live, but like my signal is like fucking garbage right now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Let me see if this sounds better. But if not, I might just try to restart the live. Alright, I think we're good now. I think I figured it out. I don't know why it's always like that when I first start the live, but I figured it out. My bad, y'all. So we took a gold buy. We hit TP1. We're rejecting now. So that might end up being a loss. It's all good though. We're gonna look for a possible GBPJPY here as well. As far as the news today, we don't have any news today, so it's simply just a regular Tuesday, just waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. If y'all was in the live yesterday, we took this GJ setup, caught nice 1-3 RR. Could have caught a bigger move depending on where you exited at. We're gonna be looking for another GJ buy here as well. We took a gold buy, held this level at support, it's rejecting. So we're just gonna let that do its thing. And then we got US30 and NAS rejecting hard as well. So we just got a lot of retracements taking place today. So we're just gonna let price do its thing. We'll see what New York sessions got in store with these charts. But again, like literally all these charts are just retracing hard, GU retraced hard. Let me know if y'all can hear me good, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear me good because I don't got my AirPods in. So, but NAS rejecting hard still. GU rejecting hard. So we just got a lot of charts just retracing hard right now. So we might take an L on that, but I like this GJ setup. So we might enter this GJ setup as well. Alright, I think the audio is fixed now. I think I fixed the audio, y'all. I think the audio is fixed now. Let me see how we sounded. So we might take this GJ setup. I'm liking how this is looking. We got a new 5-minute about to pop up. About to see how this 5-minute looks right here. Let me turn the music down because now I think the music's too loud. There we go. I think that should be better. Alright, so we just took an L on this gold setup. It's all good. We technically hit TP1, but I didn't close on TP1, so we're going to count that as an L. But we're still up for the week. Let me pull up a US30 back up. But before we do that, let's talk about gold really quick. So gold's kind of struggling to continue or start the uptrend or downtrend, right? So we look at last week, and I talked about this with the members during the live last week. So if y'all didn't watch the live, we went live. I don't remember when the last time we went live. Let me go look really quick. I think it was either Wednesday or Friday. I can't remember. I think it was the Friday live stream. I'm pretty sure we went live on Friday. So I watched the recording from Friday's live stream. If it wasn't Friday, it was definitely Wednesday. But we talked about this with the members last week, right? So again, we look right here. This is where price started off last week on Monday. We had clear bullish momentum. We see clear higher highs, clear higher lows, right? Then Tuesday, we had a reversal. Then we see what price did Wednesday. Thursday, price rejected, but then Friday price pushed back up. Then yesterday price held this level at support, and then we're still holding level support as of right now. But from where we entered at, we did just get rejected. We'll see what happens the rest of London and going into New York session. But again, we're kind of struggling to continue the trend and also kind of struggling to start the new one, right? Depending on how price reacts to this level right here, if we maintain this level at support, we're still bullish. We could look for buys. But if we do reject this level and turn it into resistance, the downtrend could come into play. So that's what's going on with gold. I like the retest before London session. And then right here, I was holding this level of support. That's why we went for the buy setup. But obviously, as you can see here, we rejected. But we'll see what the price does. Like I said, the rest of London and going into New York session. Because depending on what price does, it's the same game plan as yesterday. We're either going to look for buys if we can maintain 51.72 as support. Or if we break below 50.88, 50.90 to hold as resistance, we're going to go for sells. So we're just going to let that thing do its thing right there. I do like this GJ setup here. We did catch a nice GBPJPY yesterday, and we are still bullish. So we're about to see if we can keep on pushing. I do like this setup right here, though. Make sure to like the live, y'all, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And like always, y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat, and I got y'all. But like I just showed y'all also, GU, we caught nice sells the past couple weeks. But if we, that's too many U's. If we go look right here, we can see the same thing. Let's get rid of all this shit. We had clear lower lows getting made. Then we had price consolidate and chop all last week, and now we're retracing / reversing. So we're gonna let price do its thing. Probably not gonna touch it today unless it pushes back down. So that's what's going on with GU. So again, we got a lot of charts kind of struggling to continue the trends that are in or start new ones, just like with gold. GU, same thing, is struggling to break that support level and make a new lower low. Only one that's not really struggling right now is GJ, so we're probably gonna take another GJ setup in a little bit. And then NAS100, same thing. NAS100 is still ranging and consolidating, which is why we was looking at US30 setups on Thursday and Friday. Right, we look at NAS100. NAS100 still consolidating, stuck in the zone. It did break it again yesterday, but like I tell y'all, we don't just need to break levels, we need to hold levels, just like how we broke this level here and here, but we still failed to close below and turn it into resistance. So we still just gotta wait for NAS to make up his mind. And then US30, we're gonna look for sales today on US30, but US30's got a little bit of work to do as well. Again, we just caught a new lower low, so a lower high is getting made right now. So we're gonna let price retrace, but depending on what price does, London and then going into New York session, we might look for a sell setup New York session as well. But as of right now, it's retracing, so we're gonna let price retrace. So we're gonna see how US30 reacts to this level here. We could look for sales up here at 48,000, because that is a sell setup we took last week on Friday. But I'd much rather see price break below and maintain 47,700 as resistance. But we're just gonna have to let price do what price is gonna do right now. All right, so we got a new 15 about to pop up. Yeah, I'm liking GJ right here. So we're gonna see how this next 15 plays out. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. Yeah, but I'm liking gold. So yeah, it's rejecting back up. So we're gonna see what gold does. If it does hold this level of support again, I might go for re-entry here. But if not, I'm just gonna focus on GJ until New York session. But I still like this setup here. It's still valid if we can hold this level of support right here. So we're gonna just let price do its thing. But yeah, I like this GJ setup. So I'm gonna wait for this candlestick to close, and if we can maintain, as long as it doesn't take off too far, we're gonna jump into this GJ setup right here. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out if y'all have not already. And I got some new videos lined up for y'all on Instagram and TikTok today as well. Appreciate those that like the live. Again, my bad. I don't know what's going on with the audio. It'd be tripping sometimes, but also the signal was tripping when we was live on TikTok yesterday. We had it in the TikTok live early yesterday as well. Yeah, I'm liking this setup right here. This right here. So I'm gonna jump in this right here. just do this thing right here. Yeah, so gold hit our stop loss is right below this level, so we're gonna see what gold does right here. But I did get worked out of this setup. I hear like a static in my audio, which I do not like. So now I was doing a retest right here. I'm gonna try to fix my audio, y'all, because I do not like how it's sounding in the background. Alright, let me see if this sounds better. So again, y'all, we don't have no news today, so we're simply just waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. That's literally all we're looking for right now, just volume. US30 is holding up as resistance still, so we're going to look to see if it's going to break below. Alright, so if it can break below and maintain 47,700 as resistance, we're going to be looking for sales. She's just doing another retest. Gonna hop in this bad boy here. I already retested this level yesterday. So, like I said, we just gotta break through this level of traffic right here. We can break through this and stay above this level of traffic here. We can definitely hit the 212.30. We can definitely hit 212.30 right here. So again, there's not that many options to take setups, and when price is retracing hard, you just let price retrace, because retracements do happen. The last thing you want to do is kill your profits, right? So let's talk about that. So I do got a video talking about that on YouTube as well. So let me drop that in the chat really quick so we can break it down while we're talking about it. All right, so I got a few videos talking about this. All right, give me 1 second. Let me find these videos really quick. And somebody let me know if the audio sounds good. We got people in the chat. All right, let me know if the audio sounds good, because sometimes y'all be trolling me. I'll be talking for 10 minutes and it should be trash for 10 minutes. Nobody tell me. So let me know if the audio sounded good on y'all's end. All right, that way y'all can understand what I'm talking about. Now, if it fails to hold this level, it might try to retest 211.55, because it didn't retest it last night. It did retest it yesterday during the New York session. And we just broke out of that choppiness that we was dealing with. So GJ is one of the first to break out the choppiness, but we also haven't done a big move for the day. So we're going to see what GJ does right here. Gold's still chilling right there. Let's see what US30 does right here. All right, so let me pull out the good old calculator really quick. The handy dandy calculator. So if y'all did not watch my video I dropped last week going over how to count points and pips, y'all need to watch that video. All right, y'all need to watch that video. I'm about to drop that in the chat as well. So y'all need to watch these 2 videos right here. All right, so let's pull out the calculator. All right, so we got the handy dandy calculator out. So the GJ setup we took yesterday was a 1 to 3 RR, right? So that means whatever you would have risked, you would have made 3 times that amount. So let's just use simple numbers, right? Let's say we trade with $10,000, we're risking 100 per trade, right? So if I'm risking 100 per trade and I caught a 1 to 3 RR, 100 times 3 is 300, right? So I started with a $10,000 account. I made 300. About 300, right? Then we just took an L on gold. Okay. So if I risk the same amount every single trade, I lost 100, but I made 300 yesterday. So I'm still up. You see? So this is why it's important to risk the same amount every single trade, but you're not going to be able to do that unless you know how to count pips and points, right? You got to understand how to count pips and points. You got to understand how to calculate your lot size and contracts. If you don't understand how to do those two things, you're not going to be able to risk the same amount every single trade to make sure your losses are small, consistent, and at a minimum, but also take full advantage of your winners. That's why some people can have a high win rate or win 2 trades, 3 trades, but then one loss brings them back to break even or in negatives. It's because you're either going for not good RR setups or you're risking inconsistent percentages. You see what I'm saying? But if we add on top of the wins we took last week, right? So the biggest wins was Thursday and Friday, right? So we took a win on Friday. The gold buy we took on Friday was like a 1 to 1. No, there was a 1 to 2 RR. So we got a 1 to 2, almost 1 to 3 RR, 2.5. So we'll just do 2.5 just to round down. So we add on top of that. So again, if we're risking 100 per trade, 2.5, that'll be 250. So we had 250 on the trade on Friday, right? And then the trade we took on Thursday. Was this Thursday? I'm terrible with time. What day was fucking Thursday? Y'all know I'm terrible with the dates. Thursday was the 5th, yeah, so we did take that trade on Thursday. So then Thursday we caught a 1.5 RR and a 1 to 1. Right? And that's not including the return. You could have made even more, but we're just counting the first entries, right? So even with that loss we just took on gold, the wins from last week and the win from yesterday were still up. You see what I'm saying? So again, this is why risk management is so important. When people talk about risk management, people think just risk reward. No, that's just one part of it. So GJ is rejecting too. So we're getting caught in retracements right now. So gold's pushing back up. So we might look for a re-entry on gold if it can close back above here. But GJ is retracing on us as well. So again, y'all, if it fails to hold this level at support, it might try to retest this level here at 211.55. We just broke out the consolidation on GJ, and it didn't really do anything last night. So we just need some volume, right? So I already marked this out. This must have been from yesterday. Right, so this is what's going on with GJ currently. Okay, so this is what price did on Friday. This is what price did yesterday. Right, so prior to that, we had bullish momentum. Then we had that reversal. The downtrend failed. We reversed back up, and it was kind of consolidating, chilling here. And just like with NAS100, just like with gold, you see a lot of these charts are kind of in the similar situations. Right, we pull gold back up. Same situation, right? Depending on what price does this week, we're kind of waiting. Now, I said the same thing last week, but again, we're on the daily time frame. Look at last week. Did price really do anything last week? This was Monday. This was Tuesday. This was the rest of the week, right? So price didn't do anything last week, so we had to pick up where we left off. So just like with gold, just like with NAS100, a lot of these charts are kind of struggling to continue the trends, right? I was just talking to a student and a member yesterday about this. It's simply the market structure, right? Price is not going to always just be full volume of pumping and dumping, and we can literally see how price has been struggling to make a big lower low or a big higher high, right? So that's why price kind of just been ranging right now. So literally most of these charts are kind of struggling to continue the trends, right? GU, same thing. But this is what's going on with GJ, right? So we're right back at the high. And if y'all don't got your copy of the playbook, I need to make sure to get y'all's copy of the playbook, because when we pull out the playbook, and ain't none of y'all commented in the chat. I don't know what's going on with y'all today. Maybe y'all just locked in taking notes, but I'm just gonna assume y'all can hear what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna keep on keeping it pushing. So let me pull out the playbook really quick. right, so since we're in the uptrend, we're going to go over the rules of the uptrend. All right, so when we go to the rules of the uptrend, what does the rules of the uptrend say? Let's find out. Let's find out. Where we at? I went too far. All right, here we go. Right, for the uptrend to continue, we need to break past the previous high, which gives us a new higher high. Look at photo below. We also have to respect the support level the higher low is resting on, right? So right now we're right back at this higher high. So what we're looking for in this trade setup and for today overall, which is why GJ is kind of rejecting right now, we're looking to see if we can turn this resistance level into a support level so the uptrend can continue. And right now, as you can see, price is kind of struggling to do that. It might try to retest the level below and push back up later on today or tomorrow, but that's what we're looking for right here. Again, it did a big move yesterday, but still failed to close above that high. So that's what we're looking for in this setup, to see if we can break past that high right there. But it looks like it might reject the hit or stop loss. So we'll see what happens going into New York session. Let's pull gold back up to see what gold's up to right here. This is the reality of trading, y'all. Again, if price ain't moving, you're gonna get rejected on sometimes. But gold did push back up, so we're gonna see how this next 15 looks, because we might go for a round 2 on gold right here, because we did close back above this level. So we're gonna wait for this 15 to close and see what this next 5 minute looks like. GJ's trying to push back up as well. So again, we can see right here on the daily time frame how price is attempting to break past this high. So that's what we're looking for today when it comes to GJ. So again, literally all these charts are kind of in the same boat, where they're struggling to continue a trend and start a new one. And I know I said it last week, but obviously last week ain't do too much. Now, we did have some volume and some action on Friday, but as you can see, that kind of got canceled out last night. And we have no news today, so we're simply just waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. We do got some news tomorrow, though, so we're probably going to go live with the members during the 8:30 news tomorrow to see what goes down and takes place. But yeah, that's what's going on with the charts right now, y'all. So again, whether you like, love, or hate it, you just got to accept it. These are the market conditions right now, so until the volume picks back up, which should be in, like, if not this month, going into Q2. But until then, we just got to do what we got to do. Hold to SL or TP gets hit. So barely missed our stop loss. So we're going to see if we can get a round 2 and break back above this level going into this next 15. And then I'm also going to see if I'm going to re-enter gold on my other account and go for a round 2 on gold. We're about to see what price does right here. About to see what price does right here, because it is approaching TP1 again. So we're going to see if we can get a retest and enter that thing again on this next 15. And we're about to see if GJ can push back above for us. And yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Just gotta let the markets do what the market's gonna do. So yeah, price is pushing back up. So I might re-enter that on the next 15. Let's put US30 back up on here. All right. So again, y'all, I ain't telling me the audio sounding good or not, so I'm going to just assume that we don't got 8 people in here listening to static and that y'all could hear everything I just broke down. But let's put these charts back up. Yeah, so US30 is still pushing, so we're gonna let US30 do its thing. We're gonna let US30 do its thing. Let's see what GJ does right here. Right back at this level, want to see if we can break this and hold it back at support. Whoops, that's the wrong time frame. We did not use the 3-minute. So we need a price to push this back and hold it at support right here. We'll turn this back into support. Alright, so let's see what gold does right here. I might re-enter this gold setup. Yeah, it's back at entry. It's back at entry. Appreciate those that like the live. Make sure to like the live and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. But I got GJ on 2 charts. Let's put GJ back up. Actually, I'm not looking at GU. We can take a look at NAS, because I know y'all still want to probably look at NAS, but I'm personally not trading NAS today. Till NAS gets his act together. I was looking for setups yesterday, but I think it ended up retracing. Yeah, I don't even got levels marked off on this. Yeah, I'm not touching NAS at all. I'm not touching NAS at all today. So we're just gonna look at these charts right here. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out if y'all have not already. Yeah, we're back at TP1 on gold. We're about to see who can break past this high right here. Appreciate the comments, y'all. Appreciate the comments. All right, like I said, it is all good, y'all. It's all good. As long as y'all have a trading plan and y'all stick to the trading plan, y'all will be okay, right? The reason why a lot of people struggle when the markets change is because they don't understand the markets change. You see what I'm saying? That's why I always talk about the 3 cycles, because price, let's not even look at that. Price is not going to always look like a standard uptrend or standard downtrend, and price will consolidate at some point, right? The volume has to slow down at some point. Retracements, reversals have to happen at some point. Can they be annoying? Yes, but we just got to deal with it. You see what I'm saying? But we're not going to always be in a clean and perfect uptrend or downtrend. That's why I always talk about get your copy of the playbook so you understand what price is doing at all times. But before you take a setup, that's why I always tell y'all to understand not just whether we're going for buys or sells, but understand the market conditions so you know what you're getting yourself into. You see what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna see what gold does right here. GJ's pushing back up to our entry. So we're about to go for round 2, and GJ barely missed our stop loss here. So about to see if we can push back up and make some bread today, ladies and gentlemen. About to see if we can make some bread. I like gold right here. About to re-enter gold as well. I ain't gonna lie. About to re-enter gold as well. So again, y'all, make sure to watch those videos I just dropped in the chat. Make sure to explore the playlist. All playlists are up to date. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker_way. TikTok, _playmakerway_. And hopefully my signal doesn't bug out too hard. I'm gonna try to reset. I'm not gonna try. I am going to like restart my Wi-Fi shit. I might restart my phone and all of that before I go live later on the TikTok. I think it rained last night too, hard as hell. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to make sure that we don't have no issues during the live stream. We still had a good live yesterday, but I did cut it like 30 minutes early because it just kept on glitching and lagging, and I feel like dealing with that. So alright, yeah, I just had to make sure, y'all. I just had to make sure. Because, you know, I don't be knowing. But we're about to see. Yep, so gold's pushing. So I did re-enter this. We're back at TP1. We're about to hit TP2 here, y'all. And this is why I talk about as well with the members, right? And I think I talked about this I did talk about it in the trade breakdown yesterday. So if y'all didn't watch the trade breakdown yesterday, make sure to watch the trade breakdown yesterday, right? Because a lot of people assume stop loss being hit means you're wrong, but that's not the point of a stop loss, right? A stop loss is where you want to stop your loss, but it also has to do with market structure as well, right? Because as long as you're sticking to your trading plan and you don't break your rules, don't ever think, okay, stop loss hit, that means I'm wrong, right? Now, it's funny because when your TP gets hit, you're right, but again, if you follow your rules, stop loss getting hit doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong. But we'll get into that later. GJ's still kind of chilling right here. Again, we need some volume to break through this level of traffic right here. So we're gonna see if we're gonna get some volume for that. About to hit TP2 again. Now, I didn't notify the members because, like I told y'all, if y'all taking setups London session, you're a member, y'all should be in this live stream as well. But I'm gonna let everybody else know that GJ. Let me mute myself. Give me 1 second, y'all. And again, if you got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. Want me to look at any charts, drop in the chat and I got y'all. So now we got to see if we're going to break past these highs right here. Now we got to see if we're going to break past these highs right here. GJ pushing back up. I'm about to mark off where TP1 is on GJ. US30 still kind of chilling right here. So yeah, we're going to let US30 do its thing. We're going to let US30 do its thing. Let me show y'all where TP1 is right quick. And if what I just broke down, unless y'all just joined the live 2 minutes ago, just rewind like 10 minutes. And if what I just broke down did not make sense, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. We're about to see if we can hit TP1. US30 is just chilling right here. So we're just gonna keep it on GJ, y'all. We're gonna let GJ do his thing. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you hold until SL or TP gets hit. Alright, let me let the members know which is hit TP1. This is why you hold to SL or TP gets hit. TP1 hit. And I think we're right at, well, let's not think, let's just pull it up. And then we just broke past, what is that, TP3 on gold? TP4 hit. And we're back to business, back to business. We're back to business, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to like the live, y'all, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. But yeah, we're back in business. We're back in business. By the way, y'all, the Stock and Crypto channel has been created. I just gotta finish adding some shit to it. Then I just gotta finish the schedule. And then I'm gonna have a separate channel where I'm posting weekly stock and crypto analysis, stock and crypto tips, investing tips outside of trading, etc., right? So we was doing that on this channel last year, or was it 2 years ago? But I want to make this channel and keep this channel strictly day trading. And I'm gonna make a separate channel talking about long-term investing. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna let y'all know, of course, in the free Telegram and the members once that channel's set up and when the first video drops. But that first video, if not this week, will be dropping next week. Like I said, I just gotta finish adding some stuff to it and to figure out the schedule I'm gonna have weekly. But it's gonna be weekly videos on that channel. So make sure to be on the lookout for that, y'all. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. But yeah, so we're back in business on gold and GJ. We're back in profit on these. About to see how this 15 plays out right here, because we still got a little bit of work to do. I still want to break past and definitely close above this level right here. All right, we're at TP2 right now. Go over pushing as well. We're almost at TP5. US30 still doing what US30 doing. Currently at a 1-to-1 RR. We're gonna let this thing do its thing, y'all. We're gonna let this thing do its thing. We broke down this setup earlier, so if y'all late to the party, just rewind to like the halfway point of the stream. Matter of fact, I can tell y'all. Yeah, rewind to like the halfway point of the stream. But like always, y'all got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. Let the folks know we just hit TP2. And then goals pushing as well. We'll mark up the next TP. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer. U15 about to pop up in a little bit. That's my next TP. That's right there. All right, y'all. We're gonna let GJ do his thing. We're gonna let gold do their thing as well. They look like they're doing some retests or chilling out right now. We still holding this level of support, which is a good sign. Again, pay attention to how price reacts to these levels. Shout out to everybody in the live, y'all. Shout out to everybody's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been live since y'all joined. Again, there is no news today, so we're simply just waiting for volume or confirmations to be met. I'm going to be dropping the viewer price watch list for the members in a few hours, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. Got some new videos lined up for y'all on Instagram and TikTok today as well. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I see you scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. Like always, you're interested in learning how to identify these levels, copy my signals, or learn exactly how I trade. Y'all know what to do. Click those links in the description. And we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, London session 3 m EST. Peace.